Week 8 of the fantasy baseball season, and here's a few pitchers I look to buy and trade for this week. The first guy, Justin Steele of the Chicago Cubs. Steele last season was a nice year for him for the Chicago Cubs, but this season injuries and struggles have set him back, no doubt about it. On the year, 19 innings, 0-1 record, 18 Ks, a 5.21 ERA, 1.21 whip. So Steele, like I mentioned, he was on the injured list for a little bit, and he returned recently to the rotation for the Chicago Cubs team. But he's mightily struggling his Steele, but we know his upside. He was in the Cy Young race last season, and he just got to get right and get healthy. So his next outing's here today versus the Atlanta Braves, where obviously he could get hit pretty well in that ball game, and then he really could be a buy low candidate at a discount. May 6th versus the Padres, 4 2/3 in that one, no decision. 3 hits, no runs, a walk, 2 Ks. May 11th at the Pirates, 4 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs, 2 walks, 3 Ks. And May 16th versus the Pirates again, 5 2/3, got the loss, 6 hits, 4 runs, a walk, 7 Ks. So struggling is Justin Steele right now. Tough matchup versus the Braves here today for Justin Steele and the Chicago Cub team. But Steele, like I said, a hamstring injury, it definitely set him back a little bit early in the season, but now he's been in the lineup the last 3 outings here, Steele, after he missed all of April. So Steele, while he's struggling, and we know the upside he has, last season 16-5 with a 3.06 ERA. He's definitely a pitcher on the radar this week, and I will look to buy him low. The next pitcher, Pablo Lopez of the Minnesota Twins. So this Twin team got off to a roaring start, but they've really come back down to earth over the last few weeks here. And Pablo Lopez, he got torched last outing on the year, 55 1/3, 4-4 record, 63 Ks, a 4.72 ERA, a 1.12 whip, and 5 quality starts. But the last couple weeks here for Lopez, 17 2/3, 1-2 record, 18 Ks, a 5.60 ERA, a 1.30 whip, and 2 quality starts. So Lopez last season, it was a very solid year for him. And he plays in a Central Division. I know some teams improved, like the Kansas City Royals, Detroit Tigers, and the Guardians are having a great year so far in the early going. But Pablo Lopez, like I said, he's got ace-type stuff. Last season, he definitely went out there and showed it, but the last 2 outings definitely been tough for him, and right now I think you could get him on a little bit of a discount. May 9th versus the Mariners, 6 1/3, got the win. 4 hits, a run, 10 Ks, a quality start. May 15th versus the Yankees, 6 1/3, got the loss. 10 hits in that one, 3 runs, no walks, 3 Ks, a quality start. And May 20th at Washington, 5 innings in that one, got the loss. 8 hits, 7 runs, a walk, 5 Ks. So he's given up 18 hits in the last 2 outings, is Pablo Lopez, and that's a little uncharacteristic of him. But yes, it was a tough matchup versus the New York Yankees, but to get hit by the Nats, where I think they're middle of the pack to a poor offense, obviously isn't a great outing. So right now, after a bad outing, usually good pitchers like Lopez, I would try to send out feelers and see if you could get someone in the deal. Anytime you see a pitcher who's got ace-type stuff and could be an anchor for your rotation in fantasy baseball, that's what I would do, is send out a feeler and see if the Lopez owner would sell him for a decent deal. The next pitcher, Brayan Bello of the Boston Red Sox. So Bello last season, he came up and he played pretty decent for the Red Sox team, and he was an innings eater on the year, though. 36 1/3, 4-2 record, 31 Ks, 3.96 ERA, 1.13 whip, and a quality start. So he got off to a nice start. They went on the injured list, and now he's struggled since he returned over the last couple weeks. 9 2/3, 1-1 record, 5 Ks, a 6.52 ERA, a 1.34 whip. So Bello, he's got good stuff. I don't think I would give up on him, and I've seen people even drop him in fantasy leagues, where now he's available out there, believe it or not, in 36% of leagues on the waiver wire. So the last few games definitely not good for Bello, even though, like I said, he just returned from injury, and today he's got a decent matchup here at the Tampa Bay Rays today is Bello, where I think he could go out there, and their lineup hasn't been all that great with injuries and stuff. So I think Bello could turn things around. But anyway, April 19th at the Pirates, 6 innings, got the win. A hit, no runs, 2 walks, 7 Ks, a quality start. May 12th versus the Nats, 5 innings, got the win. 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, a K in that ball game. And May 17th at the Cardinals, 4 2/3, got the loss. 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 Ks. So Bello, he's definitely struggled the last 2 outings for the most part since he returned to the rotation for this Boston Red Sox team. But we know he's got major upside. He was a former top prospect for a reason in the system. And I think today there's a possibility we could see one of his better outings of the season versus Tampa Bay. So if you want to go get him, I would make some offers now to get Bello on my roster today and this week. The next pitcher, Framber Valdez of the Houston Astros. So just like Pablo Lopez, he's coming off the worst outing of the season here is Framber Valdez. And he's another pitcher with ace-type stuff. His Astro team coming out of the gate got off to a slow start, even though they're starting to get things going a little bit over the last few weeks on the season. For Valdez, 41 2/3, 3-2 record, 4.32 ERA, 1.32 WHIP, and 3 quality starts for Valdez. In the last month, 3-2 record, 29 1/3, 24 Ks, a 5.22 ERA, a 1.30 WHIP, and 2 quality starts. His ERA is up a point from where it was last season. Obviously, I know it's early in the year. He pitched about 200 innings last season at 198, and he's just got great stuff. And Valdez has always been a solid fantasy pitcher. So right now, well, he's down a little bit, is Valdez, and we know the upside, and we know he could carry a rotation in fantasy baseball. This would be the time to do it after getting bombed, just like Lopez. When these guys get a bad start in there, this would be the time to get them, because obviously if they just keep pitching good, then they're not going to be sold off unless you pay a premium price. May 10th at Detroit, 7 innings, got the win. 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks, a quality start. May 15th versus Oakland, 7 innings, got the win. 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 8 Ks, a quality start. So those 2 outings versus pretty mediocre to bad hitting teams. And then May 20th versus the Angels, worst outing of the year. 5 innings, got the loss. 10 hits, 8 runs, a walk, 3 Ks. So right now, bad outing. He's going to bounce back as Valdez. But like I said, that ERA is 4.5 almost this season. Even though I know it's early in the year and one bad game, that ERA could balloon. And while Valdez is off a bad outing, he's a buy low pitcher this week. 5th and final pitcher I look to buy and trade for is Jordan Montgomery of the Arizona Diamondbacks. So Montgomery, obviously, he got off to a slow start with no spring training this season. He wanted a big contract in the offseason, over $150 million, but it wasn't there for anyone to get him. And now, like I said, he had no spring training. He started off slow, was Montgomery, and now he's starting to build up a little bit. But on the season, the numbers aren't all that great here for Montgomery on the year with the Diamondbacks. 34 1/3, 2-2 record, 20 Ks, a 4.98 ERA, a 1.37 WHIP, and 3 quality starts. Montgomery, though, I know he has good stuff. Solid number 2. 3-star, he could be in any rotation in the major leagues. And I think he helped fantasy owners down the stretch here, where this Diamondback team, they still have a World Series hangover, in my opinion. May 8th at Cincinnati, 7 innings, got the win. 7 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 2 Ks, a quality start. May 13th versus the Reds again, 5 1/3, 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 7 Ks. And May 19th versus Detroit, 6 innings, no decision. 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 3 Ks. So right now, Montgomery, his outings haven't been totally bad, but also they haven't been great. He's just been a pitcher that's gone out there and been mediocre at best for this Diamondback team of fantasy owners. So right now, well, I don't think he's at 100% in mid-season form and shape as Montgomery. It might take till mid-June, early July. He's definitely a pitcher I would look to go out there and get. And his next outing's May 25th versus the Marlins, where we know they're one of the worst teams in the league, and obviously the National League, where he could go in there and I think pitch a good outing. So right now I would buy Montgomery low this week. So that's a few pitchers I look to buy and trade for Week 8 of the fantasy baseball season.